thank you. It is so amazing to be here today. And wow, what an amazing song to come into. I will survive. We all will survive. I have to tell you, the last several months of my life, I have been in total survivor mode. And I'm proud to share my story with you today. My story goes back to September 1981. I'm from rural Wood, North Carolina. I had just graduated college at East Carolina University. How about those Pirates, especially last Saturday? I had worked, I hoped, my last summer on my daddy's tobacco farm. I walked into the Dorothea Dix campus, into the personnel office for two reasons. The first reason was because I heard Lynn Stevenson, and I know she's out there too, could give me a hookup on playing softball on a team there. The second reason was to sign the necessary paperwork as a new employee as I was starting my first real job, a state job at Dorothea Dix. Exactly what my daddy told me to do. And I'm a good daughter because I listened to my dad, who's now 83. Well, I did not make the cut on Lynn's elite softball team. She did sign me up for another team, a team that at that time I did not even have a clue would make so much of an impact on me today. And that team, I'm proud to say, is Team SEANC, the State Employees Association of North Carolina, which I have proudly been a member of ever since. Now fast forward to April 2010, some 28 years later. I work as a recreational therapist at the Department of Health and Human Service. A recreational therapist, that's a title that is often misunderstood because it doesn't adequately describe what we do. We serve people with disabilities, people who are mobility impaired and must use wheelchairs, people who have had traumatic brain injuries, people with sensory impairments and may need help with community reintegration, transportation, and basic independent living skills. 4 hours before the governor's budget was presented, I was told that my position was proposed to be eliminated. I, of course, was in major shock, and yes, I cried. How could they do this to me? I've given diligently to the state of North Carolina and specifically to its citizens with disabilities for over 28 years. I had been a dedicated and loyal employee, first at Dorothea Dix Hospital and later with vocational rehabilitation, and had even been recognized for awards for my leadership skills, for service excellence at the department level, and my commitment, especially to serving people with disabilities. The reality of it all sank in when the elimination of my position, along with 7 other positions like mine across the state, was clearly listed in all 3 versions of the budget: the governor's, the Senate, and the House. I was doomed. There was no way out. I was told that from the get-go. And equally as disheartening was the fact that all of my clients, many with severe disabilities, would no longer be able to receive these often life-changing services. To make a long story short, I let SEANC know at a planning meeting I attended, that as of June the 30th, 2010, I was going to be RIF'd after serving over 28 years with the state. Immediately, there were gasps in the room, and one of the communications staff approached me about speaking at the SEANC rally the next week and telling my story. I told Tony Davis I had to think it over, but I realized at that point this was my only option to tell in a very public setting that I was more than a name on some RIF list, that I was a real person with real feelings providing a real service. And of course, the rest is history. One of my clients came with me, Mildred Bartley Fox. And in spite of her debilitating multiple sclerosis, she braved the heat and exhaustion, and even while seated in the wheelchair, stood up for me that day. She told poignantly how valuable the services are that I and others in my same position are able to provide for her and other people like her. For Mildred, it meant freedom. From the four confining walls of her bedroom, it meant a renewal of life, and most importantly, it meant hope. This message resonated in all the papers, television, and on radio, and as a result of this, and other clients rallied to our cause, calling and writing the General Assembly, we transcended from budget line items to being real people, providing real quality public services in the community. It also took a lot of prayers and the tenacious work of the legislative staff, artists, and Suzanne. They were amazing. And I'm proud to tell you today that in the final budget was changed, and I still have my job.